This woman believed the rapture was going to happen on September 23rd. It is now after September 23rd, so let's see what she had to say for herself.
It is September 23rd, and we're still here, and I'm fine with that.
It's got to be an ASMR YouTuber, right? Or an ASMR TikToker. It's so quiet.
If you watch the rest of my videos, I never said 100% that it will be September 23rd.
If you don't know what the deal was and why they were claiming there was a rapture, there's a video that I just released about the whole thing, with the explanation. And it all boils down to the Jewish holiday Rosh Hashanah is here. That's it. And this happened in 2022 as well. And it was the same justification. Rosh Hashanah is here. This is a holiday that happens every single year. So I don't know why they keep doing this over and over again.
I have said that there are things lining up like never before. When God got my attention in November last year, I've been telling people that I was expecting late summer or early fall.
God got her attention, okay?
There is biblical evidence that shows the Feast of Trumpets,
which is Rosh Hashanah,
especially this year, really does have some standing. It's not a crazy theory. There are things that add up.
No, doesn't have standing. It's crazy.
I never said 100% sure that it would happen. If you listen to my videos where I talk about the confirmations that I got, I prayed and I didn't ask, are you coming on Feast of Trumpets? I asked, if you're coming before October, can you please give me confirmation?
Oh my God.
And what he gave me appeared to be pointing to Feast of Trumpets. I never said 100% that that's what it is.
Come on. She said the rapture is coming on the Feast of Trumpets. That's pretty, I mean, you didn't say 100% for sure, but you said it factually, as if you knew.
God doesn't lie. Feast of Trumpets isn't over until tomorrow evening.
Oh my God, dude. God doesn't lie. I never believed God lied in this situation. I believe that you lied.
I still haven't counted it out. But also, if it's not Feast of Trumpets, I misinterpreted. That's
no fucking shit. Really?
It's not on God. What he showed me was Exodus 22 in my Bible, which is a chart for the 7 feasts for Israel. He showed me Daniel 9, and I learned something new that points to this year. He gave me the word teshuvah, which is a period of repenting and returning to God.
I did a ton of research on the book of Daniel for my book, Understanding Jehovah's Witnesses, on Amazon and Audible, because a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses prophecy is built on the book of Daniel and the beliefs around it. I don't want to get too deep into it, but basically, the book of Daniel is apocalyptic literature. And apocalyptic literature, the way that it works is it's a genre of writing from back then that we don't have today, like fantasy or sci-fi or whatever. It's just a style, a type of writing. And the idea is you write this bizarre, indecipherable story about wild things happening, you know, angels pouring bulls out of blood all over things, and a goat that's gigantic running at the ocean, and just confusing, nonsensical stuff. And then you have a messenger come in and explain what that means. That is the pattern of apocalyptic writing every time. That's how apocalyptic writing works. And the book of Daniel is a prime example of apocalyptic literature at its best, basically, when it was its most formed out as a genre. The book of Daniel was written in 164 BCE, after the Maccabean War, or leading up to it or something. And it was written to give people hope that things would get better. At the end of all apocalyptic writing, God's people triumph, and they take control of this thing or that or whatever, and everybody is happy at the end of the day, except for God's enemies. But they're referencing real things that that really did happen. Like in the book of Daniel, I think chapter 9 was about the Sixth Syrian War, if I remember correctly. Religious nutcases for generations have reinterpreted and modified and morphed the Book of Daniel and its bizarre scenery for like ever, since forever, to fit their narrative, to fit their understanding of the world. And they read prophecy into it when the angel, the messenger, is there explaining the prophecy. There's no reason for anybody to reinterpret or whatever. There's no reason for them to reinterpret the book of Daniel when an angel was interpreting it on their behalf already in the book. Anyway, that's just like a prime example of you eating yourself alive with absolute religious psychosis and like not understanding how any of this works and falling into the exact same trap as everybody else over the generations and falsely prophesying that the end is here.
That begins on the month of Elul, which is August 24th, 25th in Israel. And it means the month of the bride. It's focusing on preparing for your groom's return. Teshuvah does not end until the Day of Atonement. The 10 days of awe, which begins with the Feast of Trumpets up to the Day of Atonement, is specifically focused on Teshuvah, repenting, returning to God. With everything lining up for Feast of Trumpets, I said to take it very seriously. I have a 2-hour-long video that no one will sit and listen to because we have the attention span of...
Because it's a waste of our fucking time. Obviously, you were wrong. She's unironically sitting here complaining that nobody will listen to her 2-hour-long breakdown when she was wrong. She was incorrect. Why would we do that? She still does not realize, does she? She still has no idea.
Fly. And if it's more than 30 seconds, no one wants to hear the full video. I'm sure most of you have already clicked off of this.
Oh, please. No, never. I wouldn't. I couldn't possibly bring myself to.
The point is, there is all this evidence that shows he is coming soon.
Is that the point? To be perfectly frank, I'm pretty sure Jesus said that 2,000 years ago, which is why it says that in the Bible. Coming any 5 minutes now, right?
We're on the brink of World War III. They're talking about getting a peace treaty with Israel and Gaza. It's going to be a covenant with the many. That is what begins the tribulation. That is
Wait, did she say the Trumpulation? Please tell me that's what she said.
Israel and Gaza. It's going to be a covenant with the many. That is what begins the tribulation.
No, I think she said tribulation. I'm disappointed.
That is happening soon. We have been told for forever that the mark of the beast is going to be some kind of a chip.
We have been told forever, quote unquote. Yeah, who told you that? The same people who are telling you the rapture would be here any 5 minutes now. That's who. Please get help. I'm begging you.
It's in our hand or in our forehead, and you can't buy or sell. They have the technology for that now. They are pushing for everyone to get digital IDs and digital currency now. Look up Agenda 2030.
Oh my God, we've gone full conspiracy theorist if we weren't already.
Are wanting a one world religion.
A one world religion?
They are predicting a shift in power from the West to the East. America's the current world order. That's not going to be the case for much longer.
What would the one world religion be named? Would it be Latter-day Jehovah's Muslims or something? I don't know what you would name something like that. Latter-day Jehovah's Muslims led by the Pope. By the way, guys, check out my new shop, owenmorgan.com/shop. I have a bunch of really cool designs on there.
Regardless of whether we're still here at the end of the week.
Oh, now she's moved it. Okay, so now it's the end of the week.
Nothing changes for me. I'm not depressed. I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm not going to hurt anyone else.
Did anybody suggest such a thing? Why are you saying this? Should I be worried?
I have said in most of my videos, nothing changes for me if this doesn't happen. But it is a high watch period, and if I knew that and I kept my mouth shut, that's on me. Going by all the comments that I got, most people have never even heard of the Rapture. Or if they have, they're joking about it.
You're doing the good work of spreading it around, right? Okay.
I've gotten so many messages asking me to send people money and give them my car and my laptop and all this stuff. Whenever this happens, whether it's this week, next year, it will happen at some point.
Uh-huh.
And all the people that are hearing about it now and joking about it, when it happens, they're gonna know. That's all I care about.
Okay, you care about other people suffering, right?
I do not think that it is going viral now for no reason.
Well, you're wrong.
Y'all be careful mocking God.
I'm not mocking God. I'm mocking your ass. How did this slip through your... I mean, you got nothing in there but air? Is it just air between those ears? Obviously, I'm mocking you.
All I care about with this is that he's coming soon. And no one's promised tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
So whether the rapture happens now or next year, you're not promised tomorrow. You could die in a car wreck. All that matters is, what are you doing in the time you have now? Do you have a relationship with Jesus? And if so, are you talking to others about him? Because time is short. It's okay if you don't want to focus on the end times. It's okay if you don't want to focus on the rapture. Or
Wow, her tune has sure changed in the past 20 minutes, hasn't it? Because she just told us this is like the most important thing ever, like 5 minutes ago. Okay.
Trying to figure out when it's going to happen. It's perfectly fine. But we can't keep living as if we're never going to die.
Who the fuck lives like they're never, or who the fuck believes they're never gonna die? Outside of my mom, who thinks she's gonna make it into the new system, and you, who thinks that you're going to make it to heaven in the rapture or whatever. I don't know of a single person who thinks they're not going to die except religious fruitcakes.
Because all of us will, or will be raptured. And it's not funny for me. I've been saying from the beginning that I hoped I was wrong because I have people that I've been praying for.
I can tell it's not funny for her. That's what fucking disturbs me. And don't you love it how she said, we're all gonna die, and then created an exception for herself. Made fun of people who thought that we weren't going to die, and then made an exception for herself.
For the last year and a half that are not ready. I don't want to see them still here. If we're still here tomorrow evening, I'm going to be thankful, and I'm going to continue talking to people about Jesus. Because the only regret that I've had is that I've wasted so much time not talking to people about Jesus. I've experienced life with him, and I've experienced life without.
Okay.
Life with him is so much better.
It's not. It's not. I also experienced life with Jesus, and it was a nightmare. Okay? It sucked. It was not fun. It was intolerable. But okay, I'm so glad that you live in this weird little headspace where you're convinced otherwise. That's great.
It is easy to call what you don't understand crazy.
I understand it. Really, really thoroughly. Trust me, I do. Understanding it is not the problem.
I've looked into other religions. I've looked into all kinds of stuff.
I bet.
I'm not blindly believing this because someone told me I should.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually want to look into Christianity and why people seem so crazy and so on board with it, and you don't know where to start, watch the movie The Case for Christ.
I'm not sure who did that, but didn't Lee Strobel write the book named Case for Christ? Or is that somebody else? I don't remember. Yeah, happy post-Rapture Day. I guess, you know what? The Rapture did happen, but everybody was left behind. You know what I found particularly funny, though? This woman's comment section. Hold on. Let me pull it up. If it's still up, I hope the video's still up. I downloaded it just in case she tried to delete it. Oh, no, this is the video of her saying that it's on its way. Just a reminder, I would really appreciate it if you guys checked out my Patreon. If you're not going to donate, you don't have to, but follow me there at the very least. owenmorgan.com/Patreon. Just in case something happens with the government or whatever. It would be really good if you had some way to connect with me and my content. I'm really concerned about that. And maybe you should consider that for other creators too.
So this is going to be my last confirmation video that I make. If you go back in my channel, I have several others. I'm going to briefly recap some of the other ones, but I think the biggest one just happened to me Thursday. So,
bro, what is going on with your audio? You got an air conditioner running in the background? I say as I have an air conditioner running in the background. Yeah, here you go. This is it. I think you're late, bro. I'm already up here. That's awesome, right? A dog just side-eyeing. Maybe tomorrow, girl. Goalpost moved. Oh, well, I never said 100%. It's so embarrassing and painful and sad. What's this?
do me a favor. Don't scroll for a minute. Give me just a few minutes.
God, she needs to turn that air conditioner off if she's going to stream. At least I, do voice isolation when I upload.
Jesus loves you. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your story is. I don't care if you are a Democrat, a Republican. Jesus loves you. And it doesn't matter if you believe in him. It doesn't matter.
Great, fine. I don't. So we're good then.
If you don't love him back.
I don't.
It doesn't matter your background or what you've done. He loves you. He has a plan for you. And that plan is good. You're here for a purpose. And you might not be ready to accept that yet, and that's fine.
So this is post-Rapture. This is 9 hours. So this is basically 2 a.m. after the Rapture. 2 a.m. And she decides to post this. Boy, is this painful to watch.
But he loves you so much that he sent his son to die for you.
Totally.
Jesus didn't have to die. All he had to do was say, hey, you got the wrong guy. I'm really not the son of God.
He never said he was the son of God at any point in the Bible.
Let me go now. And they would have let him go.
That whole son of God / son of man thing was a reinterpretation after the fact, if I remember correctly. None of the Gospels preserve a saying of Jesus in which he says a simple formula, I am the Son of God, in the same way that later creeds would formulate it. Some passages that could be read that way are disputed, textual variants, later interpolation, or interpretive layers of the Gospel writers. People, after the fact, wrote that onto Jesus' beliefs. Here's Bart Ehrman's position. He is my scholar of choice. He knows what he's talking about. He's very good at what he does. He's been a scholar, an expert in this field for 30 plus years. The historical Jesus did not claim to be divine, at least not in a way that a later Christian theology would see, pre-existent and fully God. The early Christians exalted Jesus after his death, and the view of Jesus as God or divine Son developed over time. Many of the gospel statements that seem to present Jesus as divine are either later theological expansions or reflect the views of the gospel writers rather than the words of Jesus himself. That's Bart Ehrman's take, and pretty much, every scholar's take.
But he knew that unless he died, you wouldn't have the chance of spending eternity with him. And even if you would have been the only person, he still would have given his life for you. He is waiting for you to come home.
Uh-huh.
That is all I want.
Totally. That's all you want. Yep.
That is the whole reason I've been talking about the rapture coming. That is the whole reason I've been talking about Jesus coming back soon.
Was just to scare the shit out of us so that we would believe you? Is that what you're trying to say? You trying to say you're using fear tactics to convince us that the end is here instead of being near? Come on, man. It's embarrassing and painful and sad. Are we going to have another one in 2027? Are we going to have one in 2026? How many of these are these suckers going to make? These gullible suckers. Really? The Bible says you won't know the day or the hour. Why do you think the Bible is wrong on that point? Jesus Christ. Tell me your thoughts. There were so many apologies. That's just one.